In this video, we're going to show the user how to map aspects from your management information system. Before we begin looking at the mapping screen, there are a couple of things that we need to look at to make sure this all works properly. From Data Settings, choose Year Groups. As you can see here in this toolkit, there's Key Stage 5, Key Stage 4, Key Stage 3, Key Stage 2 and Key Stage 1, and year groups are assigned to different key stages. It's entirely up to the user how they group those year groups. These are different levels of qualification, and that's why they're split. But in the instance that GCSE, which is Key Stage 4, is taught right from Year 7, then you could put Year 7 into Key Stage 4, and that will show up in the mapping screen. It's essential that these are split for different levels of qualification. So all the Level 3s are in the Key Stage 5, all the Level 2s are in the Key Stage 4, and so on. You also need to check that all the students have been imported into the toolkit. You can check that by going on to diagnostic tools, and you can see how many are in each year group there. So there's 317 pupils in Year 10. We also need to look at grade sets. The grade sets define the information that comes in from the management information system into the mapping screen. For the example, that if you have grades 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 coming in, you need to create a grade set with those grades in. I'm looking at Key Stage 2, so I'm going to look at this grade set here. And as you can see, the user has defined the grades down there, and they've also filled in the points. As this is a Key Stage 2 grade set, these columns, Key Stage 4/5 equivalent, new point scale and 9 to 1 equivalent, are not filled in. If it was a Key Stage 4 or Key Stage 5 grade set, all these 4 columns need to be filled in and defined by the user in order for analysis to work correctly. Now we're going to look at the mapping screen. Go into Data Management and Mapping. And I'm going to choose Key Stage 2 because I know this one is blank. When you first open a mapping screen there for one of those key stages, it will be blank like this. Now we need to create the result types. So we right click and click Manage Result Types. Result types are data collections that are year group specific and collection specific. So I'm going to begin by adding one at the bottom there for Year 6 Autumn 1. This is an assessment category, and the highest year group that you can have in there is Year 6. It doesn't matter which year group you put in there. I'm going to add another one for Year 6 Autumn 2, and another one. It's entirely up to the user what they name these, but they must have the year group in and the collection name. If you want to do it for another year group, you do need to create another one. So you'd start with Year 5 Autumn 1, and so on and so forth. I'm going to make that one for Year 5 as well. Okay, and click OK. And now you can see all the result types along the top. These subjects have already been installed into this toolkit, but this is up to the user how these appear, what they're called. It's entirely up to you, and you right click and manage subjects. This is the list of subjects. So if you want to add one, I'm going to call it Key Stage 2 Technology. Subject types, up to the user whether or not they put that in. You can do analysis on subject type, so that would show up there. I'm just going to put unknown there because there's no discount code. The previous subject, this would be a Key Stage 1. In this scenario, I'm going to put that as Key Stage 1 Science. This is the academic grade set, so this needs to be assigned for the Key Stage 2 Technology grades that are coming in from your management information system to the relevant grade set. And this subject has non-academic grade set. This is for things like behaviour or effort, where students are ranked 4, 3, 2, 1 on behaviour or attitude to learning. Not all schools use this information, but that's where you would add a non-academic grade set in the scenario that normal grades are coming through, like 6A, 6B, 6C, and also other grades are coming through, like 4, 3, 2, 1. then click OK, and now you can see that subject appears there. Now we need to drag and drop the technology grades from the management information system over into the toolkit. I'm just going to click Save. And in this scenario, what I would do, I would look for Key Stage 2 technology, because that's what it's named in my management information system, and I know that there's none of that in here. I'm just going to look at Key Stage 2 English. So as soon as you've found the subject reference and the result type, you would literally drag and drop it. So in this scenario, I'm just going to, for this training purpose, we'll assume that Key Stage 2 English is Year 5 Autumn 1 for this one here. So we'll drag it over into there and then save it. It goes red when you've saved it. That means it's been dragged into the toolkit, but it has not been imported. Everything goes red as you import it across. I'll just give you an example of what a complete toolkit looks like. This is a Key Stage 4 tab for a customer. As you can see here, they've named each of the result types. If I just right click and manage those, you can see all the result types they've got there. They start off with exams, minimum expected grade. They've named all this themselves. And then Year 9 Assessment Point Collection 1. That's Year 9 Assessment Point Collection above, on and below. These are different categories, and as you can see, they go right from Year 9 APC 1 down to Year 9 APC 4, and then again for 10 and 11. And they've dragged and dropped the information from the left into the right. Click Save, and then they've done what we call a backdated import to pull the data through. I'm just going to show you how to do that. So we've dragged English across, we've put it in the relevant collection point, we've clicked Save. Now to do a backdated import, we go on to Admin, Schedule Manager, and the user needs to be aware of when those results came in. If those results came in last September, on results you would change the date back to the date that the results came in. So if they came on the 10th of September, I would do that, change the results to the correct date, save it, click Run Next, and then it will appear in the queue. This has got a lot of stuff stacked in the queue here because this is a training toolkit. I'm just going to reset the queue and close. Just save, view the queue. As soon as they've gone out of the queue, that means they've come into the toolkit. And in that scenario, when that's worked correctly, that's when that box will go white. In the example that I showed you previously, as you can see here, all these boxes are white as all the data has come through. And that is how you map data across from the management information system, from your management information system, into the toolkit. Thank you.